So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow to throw right away. He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, 49ers. Rashad Bateman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are on the board first here this afternoon. First play from scrimmage all the way into the end zone. And look, the pass was good, but that run after the catch, that's what was really impressive.
And I think the big question I have is, where were the safeties? Where was the tackling? Because going into this game, they had to know that they were going to be tested. That was the part of the defense that had to stand up. And on that play, not even close.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. To throw is Nix. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's caught inside the 20. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, 70 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. That's a great response. You give up the first score of the game, but you go right down yourselves and get the equalizer.
I just had a flashback there. I remember playing in a game like that in college where one of my teammates had said in the media that week, the opposite team would be lucky to cross our goal line. They crossed it in the first minute of the game. On our first offensive play, we scored and answered back. Something similar to what we just saw there.
Very similar to what we just saw. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Off line, ready? Let's get set. 11, 11, 11.
Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be second and a couple.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Second and a couple.
Here we go.
And they'll go on the ground. And that one going to be slowed up before it can really get going. Good work defensively to read the trickery and make the stop. But you look at this defense. They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big fella go. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Dalton Schultz, 62 yards. And the 49ers are an extra point away from drawing level. Butker on for the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
Throwing Nix. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. The Dolphins at 3-4 on the year coming into play. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
To throw, here's Nix. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. It's a big play there for Miami. 46 yards. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down, ball on the 3. First down marker at the 1-yard line.
Let's go. 70 range. 70 range. Trap 60. Trap 60.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Let's go now.
Again, it's Walker. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And his kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. A give up the middle to right. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Burrow will throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this.
Touchdown, 49ers. Jalen Wright, 46 yards. And the 49ers have regained the lead. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Defensively going forward, they're going to have to watch out for him on plays just like that. It's a drag route across the field, and they're trying to free him up and let him run after the catch. That won't be the last time we see that play, and it works there to pick up a first down.
Nix to the air. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. And trying to find Jackson Smith and Jigba, but it's going to be second down. You look at this Niner defense. They put together a strong effort last week in the win over the Bears, CD.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Working out of the gun is Nix. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Walker has it. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
Now it's Nix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
2nd and 10.
Ready? 18, Rattler, 18, Rattler. Go!
Here's Nix. And he rifles one incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
19 tight. 19 tight.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Tracking 60.
They're going. It's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Walker with it. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Nix. Open man here, Schwartz, complete. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. That is caught. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. He completes this to Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Here we go, sack. Warrior 70. Go.
They'll look to throw again. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Garrett Wilson from 3 yards out. And the Dolphins have yet again retaken the lead. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Here we go.
They go play action with Burrow. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
But he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2 is not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Draw play. This is right.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
This is caught by Addison.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Burrow looking to pass. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Get set. 12.
Out of the gun. Here's a give to right.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Jalen Wright, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have taken the lead.
Well, solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. And each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Mustang 19. Set. Come 19. Come 19.
Back to throw. Nix. He finds his man, complete. It's Walker. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Check. 19 Lions. Check go.
Nix to throw again.
Finding Walker, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenneth Walker, 58 yards. And the Dolphins will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that gives them a 3-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Here we go.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Under pressure, they got him again. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
He's going to look deep down the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
To throw is Nix. He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the 49ers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts, to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it, and that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Here we go, here we go.
Now it's Burrow. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
11 Thomas.
Burrow will throw. Addison hauls it in. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. Steps away to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over the middle. And incomplete on the deep ball. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And going right back to Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
18, Pioneer. Let's go.
Nix to the air. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. On the sneak, it's Nix. And he is over the line for another run
rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Bo Nix
Scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
and the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here's Burrow. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Now it's Burrow. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I thought at first he'd try to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
To the air again, Burrow.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Burrow. Flushed out right.
And Burrow going to slide to the ground as he does pick up the 1st down.
The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the 1st down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Wright.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And they'll go right back to right. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
The 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow eluding the pressure right. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jalen Wright, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Niners are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Butker now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Next, the score, Dolphins 38, 49ers 35.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Now it's Nix. Middle of the field to Jefferson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 4. Here's Nix. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. Through the middle of the field. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Justin Jefferson with career touchdown number 60. And the Dolphins use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
Line, ready?
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Over the dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass.
Here we go, here we go.
That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow.
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there. And that pick 6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really you're almost at the point of no option. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense call, able to make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Wright. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 53 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Play action. It's Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow escaping the pressure right. Pass complete to Addison. On the move past the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
They'll work the middle here with Wright.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by a South Florida native, Patrick Peterson.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Weaver. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Trap 60, trap 60. Warrior 70. Hut, hut.
Nix looking to throw again. This one brought in by Jefferson.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. To throw, here's Nix. Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Reek Woolen.
And into the end zone, a pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
Well, partner, this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Throwing Nix.
Little short pass here to Hill. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Niners are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, here we go. It's better to try and throw than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Wright on the ground.
And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Here's 2nd down.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow.
It's caught inside the 25. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with the clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.